Greetings and welcome back to the Casual Wargamer. You join me on a chilly December's day to take a look at the next detachment from the Grotmas detachments for 2024. In this instance, we're looking at the Champions of Faith for the Adeptus Sororitas. So we'll jump straight in because there is an issue with this particular detachment. Its detachment rule is called Righteous Purpose, and it says, in your command phase, you can discard up to 3 of your miracle dice. For each discarded, you can select one Adeptus Sororitas unit from your army until the start of your next command phase. That unit is righteous. While righteous, you get +1 to the move characteristics of models in that unit. You improve the leadership characteristic by 1, and you improve the weapon skill and ballistic skill of weapons carried by Battle Sisters, Celestian Sacrosancts, and Paragon Warsuits by 1. And a little note to attach to say that Celestian Sacrosancts from your army that are not battle shocked add 1 to their objective control and for that unit. Okay, so that's quite nice because you can do up to 3 units. The problem is that this is obviously written prior to the December balance update, which basically nerfed Sisters of Battle Miracle Dice. They don't get anywhere near what they did. So the idea of you being able to throw out, 3 Miracle Dice isn't happening. It's that sort of thing that's now this sort of ability will trigger once, maybe twice, potentially, in an entire game, because you're going to want those miracle dice for other things as well. What this should have been, admittedly, I still think it would end up being a 1-game effect, would be you can spend 3 miracle dice and everything in your army gets those 3 abilities. Although obviously the improved weapon skill is specifically for those units, but the improved leadership and the movement, give it to everybody. That would make this a lot better, considering what they have now done to Miracle Dice. As it stands, you are unlikely to, let's say, particularly pull this off more than once or twice a game because you're going to want those dice for something else. Disappointing. You really would think that they would talk to one another and fix this before putting it out there. Hey-ho. Or you'd fix it and then put it out after the balance data slate. Enhancements, you have 4 as usual. You have the Triptych of Judgment. What is a triptych? Anyone know? Answer in the comments down below. For 15 points. Each time a model in the bearer's unit makes an attack, they can ignore any and all modifiers to the ballistic skill or weapon skill or any of the modifiers to hit. Okay, that's nice. Mark of Devotion for 30 points. Add 1 to the attacks of the bearer's melee weapons. While they are righteous, they get +2 and +1 damage. Nice. Eyes of the Oracle for 10 points. The bearer's weapons have precision. Each time the bearer's unit destroys an enemy character model, you gain a CP. Okay. Why not make that 1 miracle dice rather than a CP? This is obviously a detachment that wants you running the miracle dice to trigger the detachment ability. Again, a wasted opportunity. Sanctified Amulet for 25 points. Enemy units are set up on the battlefield from reserves, cannot be set up within 12 inches of the bearer. That's quite nice. Especially if you plonk that on somebody insignificant set on your home objective. Bish bash bosh. Nice. Nothing particularly impressive in there, to be honest. They're handy dandy, but, I'd expect something a little bit better. And then you've got your 6 stratagems. You have Shield of Denial. In any phase, the staff for a mortal wound is allocated to a Adeptus Sororitas unit. Until the end of the phase, models in that unit have a 6-up Feel No Pain against mortal wounds. If they are righteous, it becomes a 5-up Feel No Pain. Nice. Suffer Not the Unfaithful. In your shooting phase or fight phase, 1 Adeptus Sororitas unit for your army that is righteous, so it's only workable when you've triggered that ability, and has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase, gets lethal hits or sustained hits 1 until the end of the phase. It looks nice on paper, but when you've got to have triggered that effect, it basically probably means you're going to use this on 1 unit. Which is obvious. But, as I was saying earlier, you might not want to be spending those miracle dice to trigger the righteous effect. But To the Heart of Heresy in the fight phase. One Adeptus Sororitas unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase. Until the end of the turn, improve the strength characteristics of their melee weapons by 1. If they are righteous, until the end of the phase, improve the AP of those melee weapons by 1 as well. Again, nice. Path of the Righteous. In the fight phase, 1 Adeptus Sororitas unit from your army that has not been selected to fight this phase. Until the end of turn, each time a model in your unit makes a pile-in or consolidation move, it can move up to 6 instead of 3. And when doing so, if the unit is righteous, it does not need to end that move closer to the enemy model, providing it ends that move as close as possible to the closest enemy unit. Now, that one I really like. That's got some handy-dandy stuff to it. If you can set that up prime, you can do some nice stuff with that. Bastion of Faith for 1 CP. In the fight phase, this after enemy unit has selected its targets, 1 Celestian Sacrosancts, so very specific, that was selected as a target of 1 or more of those attacks. Until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets your unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. In addition, if they're righteous, you can select 1 other Celestian Sacrosanct for your army that is not battle shocked and is within 6 inches of your unit. Until the end of the phase, each time an attack targets that unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll as well. They like their wordy rules, don't they? Okay, nice, but it's very specific on the unit you're using it. So it's kind of, I guess, pushing you to play Sacrosancts primarily for this particular detachment, which isn't such a bad thing. And lastly, Indefatigable, yes, Dedication. Your movement phase just after an Adeptus Sororitas unit for your army falls back. To the end of turn, they are eligible to shoot in the turn in which they fell back, and if they're righteous, they can shoot and declare a charge instead. Okay, I got to be honest. Again, there's some nice stuff in there, but nothing that really stands out. All in all, I kind of find this detachment to be a bit lackluster. Maybe if they hadn't messed with the miracle dice, this would be better. As it stands, without some changes in the errata, I don't really see people bothering with it. It's a bit disappointing, which is a shame because the last few detachments, especially like the demons ones, have been really, really good. This, nah. But you tell me, you're a Sororitas player, you like your Battle of Sisters of Battle? Get that right way around. Let me know what you think. Am I missing something? I mean, I've looked at comments online and people basically say the same thing, that this should have been released after the balance update and they corrected it for that. Right now, no one seems to like it. But you tell me what you think down below. Yeah, I'd really like to know from someone that actually plays Sisters, what are your thoughts? Anyway, thank you for watching on this one. Give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time for the next video. Until then, thanks for watching. Take care. Good gaming.